Plaintiff Brandon Boudreaux didn't know the defendant when they became roommates, and in the beginning, they got along. However, Brandon claims he and the defendant argued constantly after her boyfriend moved in, and he's suing for an electric bill and emotional distress. Defendant Morgan Abels claims Brandon constantly met people on hookup apps and would stay gone for days at a time, leaving Morgan to care for his animals. Morgan denies owing Brandon for anything.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, so I moved in with Morgan around July of 2017. Things were going great.
How long did you know her before moving in?
I did not know her before moving in.
Mm-hmm.
So things were going great when I moved in. I thought that we were becoming good friends. We went on friend dates. Her kid and I got along great to the point he started calling me uncle.
So y'all started dating?
No, like...
You
like,
married?
No. No. It's like friend dates. Like
That's
we went...
usually how that goes. Married man spend a lot of time with the woman and her kids.
Oh, it was just as friends.
And the kids call him uncle.
That's a good cover.
So when they go to school and drop them off at school, so who is that man to drop you off? Oh, that's my uncle. Yeah, right. I'm sorry, I just had to point that out. I educate people all the time.
That's okay.
And no good men, that's what they do.
That's right.
Go ahead.
So things did start to get a little more escalated as time went on. I noticed that me and Morgan started getting into little bickers and arguments here and there. Things did start getting a little more escalated as time went on to around December. Her boyfriend notified her that he wanted to move in. Things started getting really, really escalated to the point where we're constantly fighting.
You and her or you and the boyfriend?
No, me and my ex-roommate Morgan.
Okay.
Then things started really escalating to the point like it got verbal, like we started fighting all the time, and it was to the point where like she was like, hey, this is my place, my apartment, my name's on the lease, like I own, like I can do whatever I want. So
how much were you paying a month?
I was paying half of the rent at the time.
Do you know how much that was?
The rent was $850, so roughly $425.
You must didn't pay your rent very often. Everybody in here know what their rent and mortgage is.
Right.
Take you 10 minutes to determine what your rent amount is. You ain't paying. Has he been paying?
He was paying his portion, but not that much.
All right, give me some background.
So I met him the day that he moved in. I didn't know him beforehand. Basically, once he moved in, I was tolerant, I was helpful, tried to help him get a better job. He wasn't making a lot of money then. He, brought his animals and all his stuff. He started going out a lot. He was meeting people from like hookup apps and stuff. He was going out to clubs. He was staying gone for days at a time. He had left his animals there. Obviously, he didn't ask me to like care for them or do anything for them. So it was really stressful for me to deal with all of that. He wasn't helping out around the apartment. He wasn't really present. So I just,
That should have been a good thing. You keep paying your money and he's not there.
Yeah.
Well, I needed this space, like the actual room.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that stretched you out too? You're the one renting it to him?
That wasn't...
You knew when you rented it to him that you were going to need
So
more
I'll give you a
space.
little bit of
Is
background.
this what all the arguing was about?
No, so the arguing was over the fact, like, yes, I did go out, but I do want to inform you that I was, in fact, helping out on numerous occasions. I was the one paying to make repairs to the apartment. I don't have, like, receipts or anything, but it was taken off my portion of rent. I went to Home Depot.
That happened one time.
On multiple
You
occasions.
didn't clean up after them nasty dogs. Did you clean up after them nasty dogs?
I don't have a dog.
You don't have a dog?
No, I don't have a dog. I have a cat.
What type of pet? You have
I have
cat?
a cat and two lives.
Did you change the box? She
Yes,
said you leave it a month at a
I still
time.
have
on
that
multiple
litter box.
occasions, Your Honor.
Multiple occasions? That answer should have been all the time. It's your cat.
No, on multiple occasions, I was asking Morgan. I would offer $50 here and there. Oh, you don't
That
have to
didn't
pay me anything.
All
Didn't
right.
happen.
On multiple occasions, Your Honor.
All right.
it
All
did.
I'm
And every
hearing from
time-
you,
every-
ma'am, that sounds legitimate is that he didn't take care of the pets.
Yeah.
Because him hanging out as much as he wanted, he's a grown man. Yeah. And was he bringing a variety of people home?
He did, yes. He brought numerous men over to the apartment.
Okay, well then that might be a little different, bringing a variety of men.
I only had one person over, Your
That
Honor.
was not
This was a
true.
guy that
That
I was
is
seeing
not
back in
true.
August.
He looked like a one-man's man. I'm not
No.
buying that. You know, he do. That's how he comes across.
I would always ask Morgan beforehand if it was okay. I respected the boundaries because she does have a 4-year-old son, and I didn't want to bring someone over in the case that he was not there.
You seem
But
like
there
a
were
decent
numerous
guy.
occasions where I could hear her and her boyfriend
I don't
having
need to know
very
all
loud
that. That's
sex
too
in the
much
next room.
information. Why are you suing her for $237?
So the portion of that is for the National Grid bill.
The what?
National Grid bill for the electricity.
Okay, electricity.
So I do have copies here of prior electricity bills.
They were running the movies
And then
24/7.
I do have another one here.
You ready to
for-
build up with the movies over in that room?
So the reason I'm suing her for that portion is because I feel that it was unfair with the amount of electricity that she was using. She said I did go out on, it was not every weekend, it was every few weekends
It was
because I
every
wanted.
single weekend, Brandon.
I was not every weekend, but
And you had 2 animal tanks to have that electricity running 24/7.
yes, but as you
And a
can
heater the
see,
size
there
of a
was
small
a
dresser.
substantial amount of
I have a-
differentiation between every other month compared to the month of February, which is the month I'm suing her for.
Does it cost more for on demand?
We didn't have
It costs
cable.
more for on demand?
Yeah.
How about for
$7?
X-rated on demand?
Yeah.
Well, then that's what
$10.
happened to your money, sir. You're running that on demand 24/7.
So the reason I'm suing her for that electricity bill for the month of February was because she constantly had her space heater running, and which I understand that the month of February in Massachusetts was very
What
cold.
was the average amount, sir? You're suing her based on the excessive amount for how many months?
For just the month of February.
1 month. And how much had it been previously on average per
Or
month?
around 100. The last bill was roughly
And that
174.
last bill was for which month?
February.
Okay. What's the emotional distress?
So that is the emotional distress regarding my cat. Also, because my cat was in my family.
What regarding your cat? Because
So-
she wouldn't clean up after?
No.
What?
So I did clean up after my cat.
What did she do?
So my cat was locked in my room because Morgan did not want the cat out of the room. So my cat had to be placed on Prozac for anxiety.
Tell Doyle that.
Yeah, he's done
Nonsense. Cat had to be placed on Prozac because of his behavior.
Yes, and this was in.
So my little dogs who tear everybody up, the little terriers, everybody that come to the door, they rush and tear them up.
No.
All terriers need to be on Prozac because your cat couldn't possibly act as crazy as a terrier.
So the reason.
Everybody who has a terrier, you know, they don't stop barking. You come to the door, they barking. Somebody do this, they barking. They're going crazy. And that's crazy for real. What has your cat done to indicate they have a mental illness? She has. That's what Prozac is for, mental illness. What has your cat done?
So when I moved in, Morgan informed me that she didn't want the cat out of the room. So being locked in the cat.
I have a legitimate reason.
Oh, no. I want to hear what his cat has done to indicate mental illness. What?
So it was anxiety. She had anxiety regarding the move.
What was the cat doing?
She was constantly screaming, even if I was there, trying to get out of the room.
How long was she in the room? Every day?
Every day.
And when you
every
gave him the
hour.
Prozac, she'd have been fine in the
No,
room.
she was still screaming because
Even
she
with the
wanted out of the room.
Prozac.
Huh?
Even with the Prozac.
Even with the Prozac.
Do veterinarians prescribe that?
Yes, the vet did prescribe the Prozac.
Well, I guess mental
And,
illness affects all, I guess.
Both me and my mother did try to confirm with Morgan before I moved in if it was okay to take the cat. Morgan did respond with the fact that she loved big fat cats. And
It wasn't my apartment. I didn't make that choice.
Let's get back to this electric bill, ma'am. I'm not going to even go any further about his cat has mental illness. Go ahead. What do you want to tell me about this electric bill in particular?
Okay, so actually in the apartment in my room, my bed is next to a radiator that's paid for by my landlord because there are radiators in the 3 apartments that are there. My space heater is a standard space heater from Target. It's this big. It's been in my living room for months. It didn't get used. And again,
That's
he
a
has
lie.
a space heater the size of a dresser. He was there using it until the day he left. So
And the month of February was the only month that the space heater was excessively used. And she can try to tell me it was the lamps that I was using for my animals, but that has
your
been there
giant
since
space
I moved
heater
in.
that you used all day.
If I used my space heater, the electricity, the fuse would blow because it's an
That's
older
not
space
true.
heater. Every
didn't
time,
happen.
yes, it is.
He had it
Every
going
time I
24
turned that
hours
on,
a day.
it would blow. And
Sir,
I
I
would have
don't
to
know
run
whether-
downstairs and I would send you a
Sir,
text.
I don't know whether you can read or whether you don't think I can read. This amount you're suing for is reflective of 2 months. The month that was in February and the month of January that you had not paid. Look at it. It says previous balance. And
Yes.
then the next current charge is $83. And if you add that up, indeed, it comes to nearly the amount you're suing for, short of the emotional distress. Look at it. Ma'am, what do you say to this? Do you think you owe for the
No, I don't.
previous balance?
No, the agreement since since we took over the apartment, since I took over the apartment, was that he would pay the electricity, I would pay the internet.
Is that the agreement?
I agreed to that for the first month, and then every time I tried to change it, she said, no, this is my
All
apartment.
right, well,
I
it
can do what
wasn't
I want."
changed. It wasn't changed then. If every time you tried, she said no to a new agreement, then you have the same agreement. You pay the electric, you pay the cable.
Yes, I paid the.
I know
No,
that.
I paid the internet.
Got
Yes.
to pay, got to have that cable. I mean, that don't get turned off. All right, sir. It was your responsibility. You are responsible for all of the electric. Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed.
This could have been avoided by talking a little more maturely beforehand, but he wanted to push it, so this is the outcome.
Yeah, I didn't push it because she already threatened to file for harassment, already threatened me on numerous occasions. So this could have been avoided.